All right, guys, top of the morning. Happy Wednesday, May 17th. I am coming to you alive, excited, full of passion, and as always, you guys, full of gratitude for this beautiful thing that we call life. I want to say I'm grateful for all of you guys, all of your time, your effort, your energy. If you are a guest on the line today, this is called Keep It Moving Group Coaching. We open this up to everybody, and this is just a platform that is really, really rooted in the collective wisdom. So my hope is that you learn something today, and that you don't just learn something, that you take something away from this session that you can go and apply in your life and business. And that is my hope for every single person on this call. So let's go ahead and get rolling and right into this for today. So Lisette, since you have a new background, since you got new hair, since you're feeling it today, I'm actually going to turn it over to you. And Lisette, you're going to take us out on the field. But before you take us out on the field, I want you to tell everyone on the call right now, for the people that are going to watch this in the future, what is one thing that you are truly, truly grateful for? Like if you could look at your life right now and say, this is what's grounded me and this is why I'm grateful, what would that be? And then after that, I want you to take the team out on the field on this beautiful, beautiful Wednesday morning. So Lisette, if you could do us the honor.
Yes. Good morning, my beautiful, wonderful team. I am grateful for God, to be 100% honest and transparent. Life will come with trials and tribulations. That's life. It'd be boring otherwise. But without God and his direction, me personally, I would be nowhere. So for right now, I am in gratitude of God in that relationship. And with that said, I am excited for a new day, for new opportunities, for new contracts, for motivation. We're here to learn and to implement, and let's roll it on over to Elias and make sure we can make that happen today.
Well, I like that pass off. She's like, Elias, I'm done talking. Please take the mic back. You know what? Whatever that is for you, whether it's the universe, whether it's spirituality, whether it's a combination of those two, whatever it is for you, I'm hoping that you find something that is pulling you and something that is grounding you in your life and in your business. And so I'm really excited about today's session because looking at my notes for today, we always talk about our crafting our message to market. I don't know if there's any other brokerage out there that talks about that as much as we do, because I realize that this is something that is living, it's breathing, it's changing, it's evolving, it's adapting based on consumer behavior, the times, interest rates, everything that's going on, new programs, down payment assistance programs. So our message to market always needs to be something that we're writing on. It's something that we're writing, we're thinking about it, and then we're articulating it, right? When someone comes up to you, how are we having that communication? And it's not surface level. Oh, the inventory's low and then buyer demand is high, like what's behind the curtain. So the reason why we do these sessions and we have guests on the line that are experts in this is that I want you guys to be able to constantly be able to perfect your message to market. So I had a question for you guys before we get rolling in today's conversation. I had a couple questions for you guys. What are 3 things that you would like to gain from our time together today? So get clear with that, and whether you write that down or just keep a mental note of that. What are 3 things that you would hope to gain from our time together today? Because here's the thing that I'm not going to take lightly. I'm not going to take any of your time for granted, and I don't want you to spend any of your time in vain, meaning that you have other things to do, but you chose to spend chose to spend some time here with us today. So don't allow that time to be spent in vain. And the second thing that I'm going to ask of you, armed with the information that you learned today, what will you do with it? What will you do with it? If there's one nugget that you heard today, does that mean that you're going to go and create a video right after this because the information is fresh? Are you going to put some of this information into a newsletter? Are you going to send this out to people that you are actively working, your leads, and say, hey, Mitch, I just learned some information today that will definitely impact you, and here's what I learned. Let me know if you want to hop on a strategy session so we can talk about what that looks like for you in your home search. Well, cool. Or I just learned something today that's going to give you an advantage as a seller, and I want to make sure to share that conversation with you. When's a good time for us to hop on a strategy call? I want you guys to be able to be clear with what you are going to be doing with the information that you are armed with today. So first question is 3 things that I hope to take away from our time together today. The second question, armed with what I'm about to learn and hear, what am I going to actually do with that information? It is my biggest gift for you guys to take stuff from this session, whether it's me, whether it's Jesse, whether it's Cody, whether it's Lizette, whether it's Christy, something that you heard that was shared on this call. It is my biggest gift if you go out there and actually do something with it. If you guys don't do shit with the information that is covered in these sessions, then I'm letting you down, but most importantly, you're letting yourself down and you're letting your future consumers down. So do something about it, be about that action, and have fun with the information that is shared today. So you guys, I'm really stoked about our guest today, and that's my intro. I'm stoked about our guests, and I don't know how we met, but I think that it's from social media, and then he threw an event in San Francisco a few months back, and his keynote speaker and his guest and his partner for this session was Ryan Serhant. I had never met Arjun. I had never met Ryan Serhant. And to be in that room and to see what type of event that Arjun put on and this LFG movement and this energy. And when you were in that room, like you felt that spirit and you felt the energy and you felt that this dude just wanted to bring together people and help them elevate in their business and help them understand tools and systems that they can use in their business to take shit to the next level. And that's what I respected about this dude. He actually came to one of our events when we did the Keep It Moving mixer, but I'm just excited to have you here. I love your videos. I love your content. I love what you share. And I love how you come across in a way that people can understand the information and digest it. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce our guest, Arjun Dhingra. He's going to take us through a presentation. He's going to share some thoughts, some insight, share with you some social media strategies, as well as high-level conversation about the market. So you guys, let's show him some love. Let's get some reactions going on the screen down below if you guys can. And I'm going to turn the mic over to my brother, Arjun, and let you take it away. And I'm going to give you share screen rights in just a moment. So my brother, beyond grateful to have you here this morning. So let's go.
Let's fucking go. Thanks, Elias. I appreciate it, brother. That's about as kind of an introduction as I think I've ever received. So I'm coming back to this group and I'm going to see about hiring you out as a hype man to go on the road with me here. But listen, guys, I'm stoked, you know, when Elias and I connected on this about the opportunity to connect here and collaborate together. It was it was obviously exciting for me, but more importantly, I feel it's a huge honor because I really align with what Elias as a leader does for this real estate community. Keep It Moving, coaching and the consulting and the collaboration and the community that he's built is something really powerful. So anything he does, anything he's about, I'm always behind it. I'm going to support it. This guy walks the walk. And I will tell you, for those of you that are part of this, whether you're, guest or if you're already in it and there's a lot of talk in our industry, and I'm a lender. You guys are realtors. I imagine everyone on this call is a realtor. There's a lot of talk in our industry about people that claim to want to lead and claim to want to serve and really help the industry propel forward. But very, very few people, you can count on one hand, especially here in the Bay Area, that are actually doing it on the level that Elias is. So Elias, brother, I appreciate you having me on. And again, man, I'm behind you in anything you do. Thank you very much. Guys, so look, we've got and I've met a lot of you and I'm excited to connect with the rest of you. So let's make sure that we're all synced up. But am I good to share now, brother?
You're good to share, brother.
Okay. It is, hold on one second here. It's deciding to give me a little bit of crap on this. But guys, while I'm doing this, you know what it's doing? It's going to make me start, because this is a brand new computer. It's going to make me start and get out of this. It's okay, because basically everything I want to share with you guys, I'm able to verbalize. It doesn't actually require much visual. So guys, let me run through this with you. There is a massive opportunity right now for all of us in the real estate space. But before we even arrive at that opportunity, we've got a challenge. The challenge is the race to the consumer. We've had massive disruption. We've got AI, we've got technology, we've got moving rates, we've got tight inventory. There's all kinds of chaos going around, and that is the actual challenge. But many agents and many lenders are cowering from all this, because we had really good pastures, we had really good weather, so to speak, for the last few years. Now the market's getting tighter, now things are adjusting. So it's incumbent upon us to either take this and accept this and rise, band together, find ways to deliver more value. I couldn't agree more with the theme And it was a perfect transition of what Elias was talking about in terms of serving, taking what you have and putting it out there in the market, taking what you learned and putting it out there. That's what I'm all about. It's what we're basically going to talk about right here in this today. And that's the opportunity for all of us. The professionals, the realtors and lenders that solve the most problems are the ones who are going to be winning in this market. That's it. If you solve problems, you bring solutions, you win. You don't have to sell anything. You don't have to tout anything. You've just got to solve problems because there's plenty of them out there and a lot of fear and confusion. Guys, some facts for you, because when I talk about the opportunity, and this excites me, even though it's going to sound a little doomsday, this excites me and it should excite you. There are 600,000 agents and lenders that are going to exit this industry throughout the course of the rest of this year. Many of them already have. You guys know some. We've lost some people. It's just because of it's the nature of the business. These are cycles. A lot of people were kind of built for very clear pastures, meaning good weather. I call it sunshine agents or sunshine lenders. When rates are low and there's plenty of inventory and there's a lot of excitement about the market, they can thrive. But when things get a little tighter, then it's, a bit of a daunting moment where you've got to reflect and ask yourself, what is it that I have to offer? Am I any good at this really? Was I the secret sauce, or was I just a facilitator in a bull market? And I ask that question of myself all the time. I've been in this space for 22 years. I've been through some market cycles. It's normal to ask those questions. In fact, it's very healthy to ask those questions and have that moment that you're confronted with, because it checks you and it reminds you to get back to the roots of everything, of why we all do what we do, which is to serve others, to help, to actually facilitate transactions out there, not just be a task taker or someone that carries something from one point to another. 90% of our industry, and I know this coaching group gets this. This coaching group gets it. A lot of the agents that are in this group who I've met and worked with and interacted with, you guys get it. 90% of our industry puts out content online through social media, email, newsletters, whatever it is, that serves absolutely no value to the end user or the consumer. It's all stock generated stuff. It's regurgitated jargon. It's platitudes. It's stuff that just makes you feel like, God, I checked the box. I put it out there. Thank God, I'm done with it for the day. That is not the attitude or the mindset that any of us need to have. If you're going to cut through and seize the opportunity that I said, with an absence of a lot of our competition, with people leaving the industry, yes, the market share is relative because the market itself has gotten tighter. So while there's less competition amongst all of us within the industry, the available market is smaller. So it's all relative. But the only way you're going to cut through is being genuine and actually having something to say that's of value to this market. So again, remember, for anybody that thinks, well, there's so much out there, there's so many other agents already putting out content, I feel I'm behind. I feel I'm late to the game. You are not, because again, 90% of what's out there, and this has been verified by companies like Denim Social or Social Denim. I always get it backwards. Social Denim, they're based out of Chicago. They do a lot of metric studying and analysis on social media content for the real estate industry and space. And the stat was staggering when I heard it at Housing Wire's annual conference last year. 90% of agents put out content that is of no value. It's just, I just listed this. I just sold this. My brokerage just went public. My brokerage is doing this. We just signed on this technology. That's great for credibility, guys. And I'm not saying you shouldn't blow your own horn or leverage the team or the groups that you're part of or the organizations. But at the end of the day, people are going to do business with you. They've got to know, like, and trust you. And it's important that they learn something about you and it be valuable when you actually connect with them. So all that being said, with all the disruption and everything we have, guys, this is a moment of truth, no question, right now in this market, where people have got to ask themselves, was I just a COVID wonder? I call it a one-hit wonder, but it's a COVID wonder, or am I built to last? Do I actually have staying power? That comes with a little bit of soul searching and checking. If you're coaching and you're part of an organization and a group like this, you obviously have belief in yourself. You know that you have something to offer because you're wanting to improve. You're wanting to get better. You're wanting to collaborate. But dig deep and figure out, spend some time on that. What is it that I actually bring to this marketplace? What problems do I solve? What solutions do I offer? What optimism do I bring? What light am I? Because if we look out there, guys, what are we seeing? Nothing but fear, negativity, chaos, misinformation, confusing data. All of it is an opportunity. It's bad and it's swaying people, but that means we need to speak up. We need to step into these devices. We need to step in front of those microphones. We need to get on more Zooms and actually use the expertise and the knowledge we have to help clarify that and be the light. The effective marketer that informs, shares the successes of his clients and those he or she has helped is the one who will win. I'll say that again. The effective marketer that informs and shares the successes of those they've helped, not their own success. There's a big line there, a very stark line. The successes of those that they've helped is the one who will win in this marketplace. Okay, I want to, if everyone, make sure you take some notes on this. And I apologize, the slide deck's not working. It's a permissions thing because it's literally a brand new MacBook or a Mac that I brought home this last weekend and set it up. But I'll have to restart something here. So these are just bullet points. I'm going to go over some economic data with you guys that are mortgage talking points. I include this in a newsletter that I share with the real estate community. If you want to get added to that, make sure you just DM me LFG and I'll make sure that I add your email address. Of course, include your email address, but send me a DM and that you want to be added to that list. But I send out mortgage talking points because I feel both in your industry and my industry, it's very easy to get typecasted as just a loan officer or a real estate agent. A real estate agent, by definition, facilitates transactions, shows people homes, is able to log into the MLS, show people things, and write contracts and execute on deals. Unfortunately, that's not good enough anymore. And it's not going to be good enough going forward. A loan officer takes calls from people, fills out applications, pulls credit, finds a loan product, gives somebody a pre-approval and sits back and waits to push the deal through. In order for us to actually have relevance in this market, we need to take a step further and be more dynamic. For me, as a lender, that means I'm not just limiting the information and the education and the frames of reference that I have to just mortgage. I need to understand your game. I need to understand inventory. I need to understand the nuance of the market so that I'm actually bringing more to a conversation or to a dynamic than just being this commoditized loan officer. That makes me a mortgage advisor. What I want for the real estate industry, for all of you and anyone that we collaborate with or that we're all on the same team with here, is to be real estate advisors, not just real estate agents. That's a line and you have to cross over, which means getting more dynamic and understanding markets, understanding basic economics so that you can quell these fears and dispel these myths and help these clients out there rather than just talking about, hey, it's a good time to buy. There's good opportunities. Of course, they know you want to say that. Inventory is tight. They've read it. They're scared of it. You know, interest rates are up, but it's still a good time. It has to go beyond that. It has to go beyond that. And the only way you're going to do it is by being more dynamic. And how you get more dynamic as a real estate agent is to have some understanding of mortgage itself, financial markets. I'm not saying you got to go out and get a finance degree, guys. You don't have to. I don't consider myself uber smart by any means. I try and know enough about as many subjects as possible that I can hold myself in any room. I can carry myself in any room. That's what I wish for you guys. You don't need, and with the emergence of ChatGPT and everything else that's out there, you can literally get a master's level education, guys, in a matter of months if you leverage this technology. So my cry to you and my real ask about, if anything, at the end of this, I know your coach here and your leaders has put it out to you that you better take something, write it down, reflect on it, and actually put it out there in the market. Do something, take action. I want everyone to make a step and make a commitment to being more dynamic. I'm going to be more than just a real estate agent. I'm going to be a real estate advisor. I'm going to show people how they build wealth, which means I collaborate with more finance people, more mortgage advisors, wealth advisors. Expand your reference, expand your network, get better, get sharper, hone that craft. And when the market starts to take its next iteration, you'll be the one that's sprinting while everyone else is waking up because it's going to be too late for them. So mortgage data points. I want everyone to just make some notes on this so that you have it. And I give this to you because, again, I want you to be dynamic in the conversations you have, the newsletters you put out, the content you're sharing on what's actually going on. So most of you know this because you either see it in content or you yourselves are a student of the game. Mortgage rates and inflation trend the exact same direction. The reason we have higher rates in this country is because inflation went sky high, very, very fast. And actually, let's be honest, it wasn't very fast. It was just abrupt in how it was noticed. It was going on for a while. Those of us that were paying for things were noticing that gas was getting more expensive. Food was getting more expensive. You live here in the Bay Area, you live in a constant state of inflation, right? Like nothing is cheap here for any of us. So we've known it, but it became a household name. And that's when mortgage rates took off. Now, mortgage rates will cool when inflation does get under control. That is inevitable and it's already happening. We're already seeing the data starting to turn. So for those of you that are having conversations with clients that are hung up on interest rates, You can talk to them about the fact that, look, it reflects and moves in lockstep with inflation. There is a lot of motivation, guys. There's a lot of credibility on the line between this administration and the Fed to get inflation under control. They will do whatever they have to do, because otherwise they're going to be out on their tails with no job if they don't fix this. So they will, and it's already working. It's already coming out, which means we will have lower rates here. When is that going to happen? We target late Q4 that you'll start to really see lower rates. Are we going to have historically low rates like we had from a few years ago? No. Should you be even comparing and contrasting to that? No. It does a disservice to clients, because that's just FOMO, right? It's in the past. It doesn't matter. That was a moment in time. If you took advantage of it, great. If you didn't, it doesn't matter to you. It's not relative anymore. We got to focus on what's going on right now. So that's the deal with interest rates. Keeping it simple, they go in the same direction as inflation. We will have lower rates here, but what do lower rates bring? They bring more competition. They bring more buyers. They bring up more bidding wars. And until this inventory thing, and you guys understand this better than I do because you're on the front lines as agents, until this inventory side of the equation really fixes, it's going to be a tight market. But if you get your piece and you own, or you already own, that means this asset you have is very secure. You've made a very good move. So you want to be on the ownership side of a fence when things start to really turn, because it just continues to increase in value. We're going to hear, next data point, foreclosure data. If you guys make a note of this, we are going to start hearing more and more talk, and this is all fear mongering, about foreclosures. First of all, if we had zero foreclosures, which is pretty much what we had during COVID because of forbearance, if we had zero foreclosures and then next month we have one, what percentage increase is that? It's 100%. So when the media says foreclosures are up some staggering percent, let's take a step back and peel back some layers and get sophisticated in the thinking and say, well, wait, where did it actually start from? That's not actually terrible news. But what does it do when a consumer hears that? They think 2008, they go back to seeing, and look, millennials, guys, their parents are the ones who are affected. So if a lot of you have millennial buyers, you need to understand the psychology of what they experience. Many of them witnessed their parents losing homes, losing jobs, losing their businesses, getting really sour on real estate. Like, this was the worst thing I could have done. They don't even like it. So for them, the sales cycle and the approach is going to be a little bit different. But when you're looking for foreclosure data, again, recognize the real truth behind what's actually going on, and that it's going to, for a foreclosure crisis to even happen, which it's not going to, there's got to be two levels of stress in housing. We have to have credit stress and inventory stress. Credit stress meaning 30-day lates, 60-day lates, 90-day lates starting to be reported. I will tell you this right now, they are at historic lows. They're not even being reported. The US consumer, the US homeowner is in great credit standing. They're in good shape. They have a lot of equity. Even though many people have lost jobs, they have low rates and low housing expenses to where they're not really out over their skis. So they can make their payments. So we don't have credit risk or credit stress going on at all. There's no signs of it. And that would need to happen in order for there to be some kind of foreclosure crisis or foreclosure boom. The other side, again, this is your expertise, is inventory stress. We don't have people being forced to sell for any reason right now. They don't, because they don't know where they're going to go. They don't want to give up their low rate, or there's nothing for them to buy. So because of those two factors, you will see and read about foreclosure stuff, but the truth is there's no crisis coming, and there won't be. It's just not going to happen. So make sure that if you're hearing that from clients as, either something that's holding them back from wanting to take action, or actually they just discuss it like, hey, I want to be able to buy a foreclosure. I heard there's going to be a whole bunch hitting the market. It's just not the truth. So everything we do has got to be rooted in data. And that's the data I'm trying to bring you here so that you guys can have sharper conversations. Home builder confidence. This is the next bullet point. Home builder confidence is up. Home builders know, because they have PTSD from 15 years ago, guys, they didn't want to overbuild. So they got very slow. If anything, they were like overly cautious. They slowed down building. They have a lot of permits out. They didn't even drive shovels into the grounds. They said, hold on, we're not going to overextend here. Now that they are starting to feel a little bit more confidence, which the report was out this week, and this is the first time that's been up in a long time. So this is a very healthy sign for housing. They're going to now work to complete a lot of these homes that may have been started or halfway done. Some of this applies to the Bay Area, not the city per se, but the East Bay, the North Bay. There are a lot of construction and development projects that got off the ground, didn't quite finish, or lost some steam. You're going to start seeing that come out. And look, why shouldn't they be confident? We have an inventory crisis. We need more. If something comes out that's a good product, and nothing's better than a brand new home, it's going to sell. It's going to sell because there's such high demand and nothing else to choose from. So again, the recap: mortgage rates, what's going on with them, we've covered. Foreclosure data, it's all going to be BS and scare tactics. You guys need to have that and just be able to dispel it and be the light, be the optimist. Home builder confidence. Lastly, sellers all have a number in mind. And Elias said this, in terms of something meaningful that you can have in the way of a conversation or reaching back out to clients or people that you serve. I've done this with our database because obviously I have a lot of clients who bought homes and they may want to move on at one point, but they don't want to because we check in with them and they tell us, I don't want to give up my 3% rate for a 6% rate for a house that hasn't come down in value. Because remember too, guys, historically, when rates go up, prices come down, but that didn't happen this time because of no inventory. So we've got this very unique kind of anomaly going on economically in housing where rates went up, but prices stayed pretty flat, or in some cases actually modestly increased. There was no crash, there was no correction, maybe a little bit of a pullback. But sellers all have a number in mind. And what I mean by that is, and this is a great value add conversation you can do today with anyone you sold a house to that was wanting to move on, is just check in with them. Like, listen, Bob, I know the market is really tight. There's no inventory, but I want you to know I'm not just looking out for inventory opportunity for you. I'm trying to monitor at what point does it make sense for you to take the leap. You're not going to be able to get another 3% rate. Let's just be realistic. I mean, if you do, let's be honest, that means we have much bigger problems in this country, because if mortgage rates bottom out, that's going to be because of a major economic catastrophe, something like COVID again. And none of us want that shit. No one's going back to those days, right? We're past it. So, Bob, I know you have a 3% rate. I know you don't want a 6%, but at what point, Bob, at a certain price point, so that I can do my job in serving you and really be a hawk out there for this information, at what point does it make sense? If we get into the high 4s, low 5s, figure out what that strike point is, that zone. And what you do is continue to monitor rates, and you can check back in with clients. Now you're not just talking to them about, hey, I'm going to try and find you a home, or let's do it. Let's just get you in a home. It's a great opportunity. Look, they don't want to be sold to. They want to be heard, and they're scared about giving up that rate. So now let's figure out, okay, you may not get it again. It's not likely, but what will you be willing to take? I know you don't want to take what's out there now, but when rates do turn around, and I know they're going to turn around, why? Because you guys are now better informed about where rates are going due to inflation. When we get into that strike zone, I want to be able to come back to you and say, hey, I think we're there. I think we're getting there. We're going to be right there. So let's either prepare, or we can put the search on hold. No problem. I just want you to know that I'm going to be a hawk for this information for you. You call your clients and you tell them that, and they know that they have someone fighting for them that's keeping their eye out. Now you've taken their, like, it's not that they're going to just check out and be like, I don't need to look at anything, but they're not going to feel this need to do your job or to do what you can do for them, because they didn't know that you would provide that for them as a real estate advisor. Does everyone get what I'm saying here? You feeling what I'm throwing out? So go back to people and have these kinds of conversations. Don't say, hey, just wanted to check in with you on when you want to get back into the market, or when you might want to put that house on the market, or, it's still a great time to buy. There's opportunity out there. Yes, we know that. We can talk like that because we get it. But to a client that's scared or is not feeling heard or seen, they just feel, when they hear that, they just hear that they're being sold to, and nobody wants to be sold to. They want to be advised. They want a teammate. They want an advisor. You have a money advisor. Your money advisor is on your team. You're a mortgage advisor. You're on that client's team. You're a real estate advisor. You're on their team. You're not a real estate agent. That's a salesperson. There's no alignment there in the eyes of the psychology of the consumer. With an advisor, there is alignment. Is everyone feeling me? Throw me a thumbs up or something in the chat, letting me know that this is on par. I'm getting fired up talking about it, so hopefully you guys are too. I love this stuff. So guys, be an advisor, share data, share trends. Opinions are okay, but have them rooted in data and trends. That is the true mark of an advisor, because nothing backs that stuff up better than data and trends, because they don't lie. It's the facts. If you're just spewing out stuff that you heard at a sales meeting or that you watched in a sales course, but it's not rooted in data, then you're just nothing more than a salesperson. Again, it's got to be about being an advisor. Take the time to learn what clients want to hear about. This is the biggest mistake I made as I get close to wrapping up here for you guys. The biggest mistake I made in the first 2 years of creating content. I've been doing it for 6. The first 2 years I did this, I only put out content that I wanted to talk about, that made me feel smart. that I thought people wanted to hear about, that I felt comfortable talking about, but it wasn't connecting. It gained some traction. It wasn't useless, but it wasn't hitting. And for 2 years, I did this, and I could not understand why my stuff wasn't taking off, why it wasn't connecting and creating those inroads. Would you guys agree that 2 years of posting content should be enough to at least gain some traction here in the social media game? So then I stopped and thought about it and realized in this epiphany moment, it's not what they want to hear. My favorite phrase when it comes to content creation, you're a restaurant owner, people come in wanting hamburgers, don't serve them burritos. Give them what they want to hear. Give them what they want to eat. If you take the time to research what clients are worried about, what they're scared about, you will never run out of ideas in terms of what to say and what to share. They're telling you, they have their hand in the air saying, I'm worried about a recession. I'm worried about a housing bubble. I'm worried about no inventory. I'm worried about high mortgage rates. I'm worried about losing my job. Like, there you go. I mean, there's 5 key broad topics. Now you drill deeper into those and you've got talking points. You've got reference points. You have conversations you can ask. You don't ever have to think, what am I going to say to this client? You don't need to do that. Get out of that mode and start putting on the hat and the ears and the eyes of the person you want to reach and really ask, what are they afraid of? What are they confused by? What's holding them back? And how can I serve? You make that connection, you have limitless opportunity. So take the time to learn what people want, what they want to hear, rather than being so fixated on what you want to talk about. Remove your ego from it. Again, that'll save people. Hopefully it saves some of you months, hopefully not 2 years, because I spent a lot of time doing it, but it was a very painful but valuable learning lesson. One resource I use, guys, and you probably heard of it, but I think this is a great hack for content ideas. It's called, why did it just escape me? It's Neil Patel's website. Answer the Public. Sorry, guys. Answer the Public. I had a brain fart there. Answer the Public is a great resource that if you type in like Bay Area housing market, it's going to tell you all of the searched topics and ideas that are out there right now and the intensity at which they're being searched on a broad-based level. And that's telling you, again, who has their hand up. That person, this is what they want to know about. That's what I'm speaking to. So I would mess around on there. I use it. It's a great resource. You can type in all types of topics and specific titles or names and themes, and everything that comes up under it will be searched. So that's a great hack for any of your actual content. Lastly, guys, I'll tell you this. We all, again, like I said, have to find a way to cut through now because it's a moment. This is a battle cry for the industry. I really mean this. I'm serious as shit about it. That everyone's got to get good at what you do and find a way to stand out. Otherwise, it's going to be tough sledding. So you stick to your communities, you get coached up, you learn, you get better, you commit to improving and getting more educated and more dynamic, as I said, because this is my quote, you exert your relevance or you will get pushed to a place of irrelevance. So you know you're relevant. I know you guys are good at what you do. I know I'm good at what I do. Elias knows you're good at what you do. You're part of this community. You need to have that belief. You need to regain that confidence, reconnect with it, and exert it. Because if you don't, you will get pushed. And I don't mean pushed by just technology pushing you. Literally, people with bigger elbows and bigger arms will push you and dismiss you out of the way if you are nothing more than a task doer or a checklist puncher. So be an advisor, be dynamic, be great, and you will have limitless opportunities and limitless people to serve. And that's going to lead the business. I don't ever say this is all about making money, whatever. We've got to serve people. We've got to solve problems out there. If you do that and you do it genuinely and authentically, you'll make loads of money. The money will be there. But if you're fixated on the deal and how am I going to get this deal closed, you lose sight of everything else that's in the middle there. So that's very important. That's my cry to you guys, that we do it as an industry and get better. And I really, really appreciate you guys having me on and being part of this, man. I'm, like I said, hearing Elias this morning in that intro and just what he was talking to you guys about, this is something I want to be part of, Elias. So I got to talk to you, man. If you do, however often you do this is a great way to start a day. So thank you guys for having me on with you.
Man, I am loaded up right now. I want to share some of my takeaways, and then what I'd like to do is I'd like to open it up to you guys for a quick Q&A and then some of your key takeaways. So really quick, just looking at some of my notes here, and I'm just going to be real with everybody. Is it housing denim or denim housing? Housing denim, right?
Social denim.
Social denim, whatever. Right? Okay, social denim. Okay. So based on the social denim report, I want to ask you guys, Are you going to be a part of that 600,000 agents that leave? Or are you going to be in this room next year? I don't know about you, but I'm going to be here and I'm going to be in bigger roles in this industry and in this company in 1 year from now. And I've made that declaration, and I'm going to back that declaration up because I'm going to work my ass up. I'm going to work my ass off no matter what I'm doing. Is I'm going to put in the work to support me being in this industry. Because if I close my eyes right now and thought of a world without you, without Arjun, without the people, the relationships, I believe that I'm relationship rich because of this business. If I close my eyes today and I imagine a world without any of you, without the Kennys, without the office, without Team Fast, without who we are, this energy, this vibe, this spirit, I don't know if I would truly have the happiness that I have now. I would feel that I was lacking. I would feel that I was empty, because this is a part of who I am. So I've made that declaration to myself and to my family that we will not go without. I will create a life of abundance for you. And I look them in their faces and I make that promise to them. But daddy's going to go to work. Daddy's going to go to work. And daddy's going to put in the time, the effort, and the energy. And daddy is going to make so many mistakes. He's going to make mistakes, but he's going to hold his chin up high and he's going to say, you know what? I'm going to try, and I'm going to continue trying, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to succeed in this business. And if you guys aren't ready for that, and if you don't want that, then this is not the path for you. And I say this with only love, I say that. So will you be a part of that 600,000 that leaves? Are you still going to be here growing, flourishing, and creating a life of your dreams in 1 year from now? What problems do you solve? I want you guys to be very clear on this, because what happens is that, I love this, increase the depth of your dialogue. Go back to basic economics and understand how dynamic your conversations are being. You guys have seen it. You see a lot of videos that are similar. Now, mind you, we see a lot of the same videos because we're all in the same industry. Now, consumers are not seeing the abundance of videos that we see from real estate professionals because they're not following hundreds, sometimes thousands of real estate professionals. However, what problems are you solving? And a great way to think about how am I going to solve problems with my consumers is every single time that you're dealing with a consumer, whether it's a lead that you're nurturing, or whether it's a buyer that you put in a contract, or whether it's a seller that you listed their home. Every single one of those people have tons and tons of questions. So keep a log of those questions. And then what do? You create content based on the exact things that consumers are coming to you about. That's your data pool. That's why sites like Answer the Public are so important, because that's what consumers are actively searching for. So now what you're doing is you're speaking to the part of the brain that is already activated. It's the reticular activating system. This is what people are already thinking about. So now Felisa creates a video speaking to directly what 80% of consumers are asking Google right now. Well, wow, she's thinking like the consumer. Right? She's thinking like the consumer, and she's sending a message to consumers based on their behaviors and what they are actually searching. So I absolutely love that. And exert your relevance or be pushed into irrelevance. Hopefully I said that correctly. That's powerful. That is powerful. That's why, you guys, we push so hard on you guys just reading market updates, HubSpot, The Wire, BAM, the Redfin blog. That's why we have market updates channel, and we list every single article that you could possibly imagine in the industry, so you could become a student. So when you're talking with somebody, it's not this surface level bullshit that anyone can say. When they have a conversation with Lizette, they're like, damn, that was such a powerful, I've never heard it put or articulated in that way. Why? Because Lizette practices. She has depth and she's dynamic in her conversation. And if you don't feel like you have enough right now, once again, you're not reading enough. You're not studying enough. And you're not saying, Griselda, hey, what's up? I want to get on a call right now and I want to practice my message to market with you. You got 20 minutes? Cool, let's go through this, right? That should be part of your guys' flow. So those are some of my takeaways. I already know what I'm going to do for a video, but I wanted to open it up to you guys. We have about, 15 minutes. I want to open up to you guys, Q&A. insights, takeaways, thoughts, dialogue. I saw a lot of this. I saw a lot of this. So who wants to share? Go ahead and raise your hand by using the reaction down below. And let's get to a few takeaways and a few questions. And please, you guys, don't be shy. Utilize this time. Take advantage of this time, whether you're a guest or whether you're a team member who's got some insights, some thoughts, or some dialogue on this conversation. And don't leave me hanging, because what will I do? I'm just going to call on you. So I'll give it 3 seconds. All right, cool. Joe Allen, let's hear it.
Thank you, Arjun. I think everything that you said was so spot on, especially in today's market and who's going to, last and who's going to go. And it is based on your skill, your relationship, the vendors that you can provide. Right now, I've found that my value is that I'm working with seniors and I'm getting my listings off of Nextdoor, and these seniors don't have people to help them move or organize, nor do they want to sit on the phone and call a painter or a mover or a housekeeper. And I'm bringing all that. I literally go to a listing appointment with a bright little pin box with sticky notes that say sell, donate, or keep, and then tags for an estate sale. And that's what I'm bringing, and it's working.
Good for you. Yeah, you're solving problems, right?
Solving problems. Yes,
yeah, you're solving problems. That's being dynamic. You're being a Swiss Army knife to these clients. I mean, you couldn't do it better. That's fantastic.
Thank you.
Joellen, I'm going to ask you a question, Joellen. Based on what you heard today, what is one thing that you can implement and take action on?
The one thing that I heard today is just create video on the experiences that I'm going through, the problems that I'm solving right now. Create a video based on what I'm doing.
Totally. I don't know if I've seen the video of the sticky notes, and if it exists, then maybe you should do a video on that and the impact that it's having on your consumers and how you're helping them get organized for their move. So great stuff, great contribution. Let's go to Mitch, and you guys don't be shy. I need 3 more people with their hand up, or I'm just going to randomly call on you like I do. So Mitch, let's hear it rapid fire, big dog.
Arjun, I want to thank you. You really opened my eyes to the process. It's not, some of it's new and some of it isn't, but what you did give me is a new vision on how I'm going to learn this so that I can better explain it to my clients, right. Especially about the whole no crisis coming. I have already had that conversation, but I fumble through it. And so you gave me a lot of insight that's going to help me explain that better, to where I come off as, again, an advisor and not a real estate agent. And that's how I'm going to start introducing myself now too, as well. I'm not just a realtor, or I never use agent, but I think I'll start off with advisor and then maybe clarify that I'm a realtor if it reads that way, but that was huge. And then, that's the thing that I have a star next to, is I'm an advisor, not an agent. So thanks for the insight. That's going to help me a lot. I appreciate you.
No, I appreciate it. And I'm glad that it had impact. But I'll tell you this, Mitch, when you said something that I think everyone should also tap into, and that is, that you have these conversations, but sometimes maybe they don't come out the right way. So you want to get better at it. You have to have also belief, guys. If you don't believe in the product, if you don't believe in the commodity of real estate, the asset, and its power and what it does and the challenges that the industry is facing and all this, if you don't believe, they will see through it, right? Again, that puts you in a sale. So you yourself, make sure you have belief. If you don't, then figure out why not. And if you still can't figure out why not, then this is not the right industry. You've got to believe in what it is you're doing. And if you do, when you get educated, that will really come out in your voice, that there has to be belief, right? And that's a really big missing component, because there's a lot of people that will study things and they can regurgitate lines. Anyone can do it. The technology is too good now, guys. You can literally pull off having a Harvard education by spending enough time online and using some of this AI. But if you don't believe it, they will see right through it. They'll see right through it. It's like shit cologne. They'll smell it a mile away, right?
Wealth of dialogue. The worth of the dialogue. Absolutely. That's right.
You got to believe it yourself, and then it will come out in the dialogue and the discourse that you have with these clients and the people and even the content you put out. You've got to believe it. So yeah, commit to that. And I'm glad, Mitch. I'm excited to see what you put out there, brother.
Wow, I love that. I love that analogy to shit cologne. That might be the title of one of my videos. But I believe too that we have this opportunity to really, and we talked about this in Arizona for Play Bigger, we have the opportunity to truly like radiate energy. And what I mean by that, you guys, is that people feel your energy. And if there is any tentativeness in your voice, if there's any trepidation in that, like they're going to sense that, right? If if they understand energy on a basic level, they're going to be like, something was off with Mitch. There was something about what he said that I didn't really connect, because I don't believe that he had conviction or she had conviction in what she was saying. So when you understand what you're going to say, you're connected with it, you have purpose, you believe in truly building generational wealth. When you're speaking with the consumer, they're looking at you that, wow, he's like a doctor. When a doctor comes in the room and says, hey, your knee is this, it's broken, you're going to need surgery. You're not sitting there and like, oh my God, this doctor's probably wrong. No, like you take their word as a true expert. That's how I want you guys to put across this information and come across with this energy that, wow, Elias has so much conviction that there's something behind that we believe him based on the information he gave us and the energy that he put behind that. You guys, I cannot tell you how important that is. So great contribution, Mitch. Let's go to Otis and let's go to Maria. O-Dog, what's up, man?
Arjun, you had a great cadence. I think I can listen to you like all day long. Appreciate
Thanks,
you
brother.
running this morning. You kept it short, simple, and like straight, direct to the point. I like the point about the 600,000 people that's going to drop off. I know it's not going to be no one on this team. Everybody on here has high mental fortitude, and Team Fast is built for new agents and agents that are looking to be a part of something great and has so much to offer. So I don't really think that's going to be anybody here, but that gives us a better mindset to go forward, because that's going to be lesser competition in agents and getting those small numbers of clients out there. So I think that's really key for us to still keep doing what we're already doing, coming to the script role plays, doing your door knocking sessions, partnering up, doing everything that we're already doing, because that's just going to keep you on a consistent mode. And obviously the escrows and everything will follow. So
That's
really
right.
good point on making that. And then the point with the secret sauce, you have to walk with a little step. You have to feel like you're him or you're her or you're that agent, because if you're not, you're gonna get yourself in a situation where you're gonna get defeated. You're gonna lose. You're gonna lose out on a couple of things. So having some strong mental fortitude and a strong pair of, or for the ladies, just hunkering it down. I think that's what's going to be key, because summer's going to go crazy and things are going to get ridiculous. So as long as we can stay focused, stay eyes on the prize, and just look at everybody on this team that came in a year ago. For myself, I took a whole year with no deals. Now I'm starting to escalate because I'm staying consistent on things that work. Just keep working on the things that work.
That's it. Control your controllables and do the work. That's right, Otis. Well said, brother.
I love it.
Beautiful
Otis,
said.
if I was to ask you one thing that you're going to take from this and put into action in your business, what would it be?
To set bigger goals and work towards those and stay focused and stay consistent. I made goals for myself, 5 million in volume, and 10 deals. I've surpassed the 10 deals. I'm about 400,000 short of the 5 million on volume, and I'm 15 short of my year goal with a couple of more quarters to go. So I mean, just staying focused and staying my eyes on the prize and letting nothing fuck with me, and nothing get on my mind, personal, business wise. Just keep swinging my bat.
You know what, Otis? Mad respect on what you've created, and I want to challenge you. You've had so much success this year, and you've turned a corner, obviously, from your first year. All the lessons that you've learned from all of these clients that you've been able to help, like there's tons of knowledge in that you can put out on video to help other people. Also, the systems, the tools, and the mindset that you've put in place can help other aspiring agents that might be at a place where they're struggling. So not only can you create some dope content that's going to attract more consumers, but some dope content that's going to attract people into your EXP world, man. So I want to challenge you with that. You obviously show up well on video. You articulate well. I want to challenge you with those types of videos, big dog. So I appreciate your contribution. Let's go, Maria. Let's go, Michelle. And then that will be the last one. Oh, Jennifer. And then that will be the last one. Maria, let's go.
Good morning. Good morning. Hey, Arjun, thank you so very much. Love it. Okay, so this is my takeaway. And there's a saying that says, data tells, stories sell. And it goes back to inform our client on how we can help them. For those that have been in the business for a long time, or even like this last year, or you've done one deal. I love it. Me personally, I love it when I hear people tell me a story. They share something. Like I've just been through a hellacious escrow. And guess what? It's coming out on video today.
There you go. Good for you.
You know what I mean? Because people want to know, how do you sell and how do you buy? Everything is all rosy. Everything looks so cute. But in the trenches, it's ugly.
That's right.
And Elias has pointed out to me that my videos that get the most response or views are the videos that talk about what could go wrong.
Because it's real.
Because people don't talk about that. Right.
It's real.
They don't talk about that. I'm super emotional. So for me, I love the data, because at the end of the day, I could say, hey, we are in a housing shortage. And people will think, well, that's Maria's opinion. But when I pull up a graph and say, this is, like, for example, the market for 400,000 to 500,000 in Sacramento, we have 20 days of inventory. But what does that mean to the consumer? They have no clue, because we spit real estate verbiage all day, every day, but our consumer does not understand that. So I know for me, I need to get better about telling my stories. I need to get better about sharing data and explaining what does that mean to the consumer. And at the end of the day, just talk about it, because we are going to have those conversations all day, every day.
That's right.
Thank you.
Good for you, Maria. Thank you, Maria. I appreciate it.
I love it, Maria. Let's go to Michelle. Do you go by Shelly or do you go by Michelle? Because I see Shelly.
I know everybody always asks that question. I typically go by Shelly, but it doesn't really matter to me.
All right, take it away. Rapid fire.
All right. Thank you. So I really like how I think that you basically touched on one of the meetings that we had recently, where we talked about how to make connections with our clients and not see them as dollar signs and see them as, you know, friendships and helping them. And I think a good way to do that was finding out, hey, what are they looking for? What are they concerned about? And a way I did that is make like a little bubble graph where I have like a center idea. And then I touch on like, okay, what are they needing? What are they concerned about? And then bringing that together. And then you feel maybe less stressed about having those conversations, because you're looking at it more like, oh, I'm just their advisor. I'm trying to help them now. And they're not, like I said earlier, they're not a dollar sign anymore. And I really like that. I really liked how that touched on all of that information that we had.
Awesome.
I love it. Love it. Really quick, you guys, before we head out, if you go to the top of the group chat, I have included this, and I'm so sorry I didn't put it in there last week, but I presented this last week. An equity report is available and ready to share. If you go into our chat, this is there. The home equity report allows you to answer these 4 questions for a consumer. And the idea behind this is that you post this on social media, and it's going to do 4 things: current home value, current rent costs in your area, mortgage rates, and investment opportunities with your largest asset. If you want the answers to these questions, DM me the word home, and I'd love to set up a private consultation with you or a strategy session with you. So make sure that you guys are posting this. Make sure that you're tagging me. Have some fun with this, you guys. This should increase your engagement with people that own homes. So you guys, I got to end the session because I want to make sure to keep everybody on time. But and Jennifer and whoever else, Angeline, I'm sorry I'm not able to get to you, but I got to close out the session. But I want to share with you guys that every single thing that we do at these coaching sessions, it's thought out. And the thought behind this is, how can this impact them? How can they take this information, leverage this information, and go apply it in their business? Also, how can they create some videos from this? How can they create some traction from this? So everything that I think of your kids, all right? I think of your kids, and if you don't have kids, I think of your fur babies, and I think of your families. I'm like, if they were to get one person a contract, and that was 30 Gs, 20 Gs, 10 Gs, whatever market that you're in, I'm like, who is going to be impacted in their lives because they showed up to a coaching, they took some action, they applied it, and they were consistent with that? I'm looking at your guys' families and your children, be like, damn, I'm so happy for you that you're able to go and take a month off. Like, I'm stoked for you. So I want you guys to know that I can't be a hard ass. I will push you. I will hold you accountable. If you spend any time one-on-one coaching with me, you know that that's going to be the sentiment, but it's all rooted in love. So I want you guys to come to these sessions and show me your receipts. By showing me receipts is going out there and creating the videos, putting this MailChimp campaign. Elias, hey, I did this. Oh my God, look how many responses I got. That's the stuff that I absolutely love. So you guys have some fun with this information. Go and apply this information. Arjun, my brother, thank you for sharing. Thank you for contributing. Thank you for pouring into us. And my man, if you ever have an event that you need someone there to present, to give, to share, to provide any type of hype or energy, bro, I am there. You just let me know. I am your man. As I'm building my career, I want to be on a minimum of 25 stages this year. So I will throw that out there. Where's the home equity report? It's in the chat. You can see it. And if you don't grab that, then just DM me and I'll get it to you. But it's the very first thing that I posted. So let me give you 10 seconds to grab that. It's in there. Download that, make a copy of that, and post that on social media. So you guys, I appreciate you. And as always, keep it moving towards your dreams, goals, and vision, and go out there and crush your day. Peace. Peace.